and kept preparing for their return, and so did Princess Amenpor, who had died in childbirth. Without the pharaoh's knowledge, a gate was constructed deep inside his daughter's grave, awaiting the return of the Osiris. When the stars align once more, the visitors would again be welcomed by someone from the princess's bloodline, and the pharaoh, who mistrusted his daughter even in death, made a key called the Key of Heaven to lock whatever secrets she might have kept from him, and a guardian was created to protect the tomb, and he made sure no one would tell the secrets of the tomb builders so that the Osiris could never return again. In the present day, archaeologist Doug arrives late in a site in Egypt and gets chastised by his colleague Heather. Professor Hayden, the man responsible for the expedition, was overlooking the process. He tells his assistant the Egyptians built the pyramids to mirror what they had seen in the heavens, and that in 7 days the stars would align exactly like the pyramids. While he was distracted by a phone call, one of the workers sneaks up behind the car and steals his cane. In a makeshift tent constructed on the site, Doug and Professor Mandela were speaking about a relic Doug had retrieved from the museum. While discussing Egypt's incredible civilization, Mandela touches the relic, observing its details. Doug mentions that he thinks something had happened back then and was sure that they would find it if they persisted in looking. Somewhere just outside the city of Cairo, a man arrives at a badly aged compound and heads inside a dark building with a briefcase in hand. Before entering, he receives the cane from a local man who'd stolen it from Hayden. Inside the building, he finds a man sitting on a majlis smoking a pipe. The guest, Peter, makes the reason for his arrival known, but the man tells him that the other people were willing to pay handsomely for the item that he had come to acquire. Peter expresses his desire to pay whatever it takes, and the two men go into the other room. The man then opens the closet and retrieves an object covered with a cloth. He then unfolds the Key of Heaven, which was thought to be lost through time. Once he had the treasure in hand, Peter stabbed the man in the neck with a retractable knife hidden in the cane. Successfully retrieving the key, Peter leaves, and a few hours later, Hayden arrives at the building to get the key from the Egyptian man, but finds his dead body instead. He then receives a call from Peter, who brags about what he had done, and then threatens to give his cane to the police as evidence if he doesn't meet him later. In hopes of shedding light on the situation, Hayden goes to a psychic who confirms that he will succeed in his mission, but withholds information about his death. Later, Hayden goes to meet Peter, who threatens to give the evidence to the police unless he agrees to take him to the tomb. Having no other choice, Hayden tells Peter to bring the key and his cane to the office the next day, offering to take him inside the tomb if he agrees. And he informs him that he would only get his stick once they enter the tomb, and the two men agree. Back at the excavation site, Doug takes Mandela to his house, concerned that the man was looking frail. After leaving for a bit, Doug returns to Mandela's house to find the old man looking worse. Realizing that he's too weak, Mandela tells the young man that he will have to go to the unveiling instead of him. Although Doug argues, telling the old man that they need to postpone the event, Mandela insists that it has to be at a specific time the following day, and Doug is forced to reluctantly agree. The following day, Hayden sends his men to pick up his daughter from the airport so she can be a part of the unveiling. Doug meets Sarah in the lobby of a hotel and explains that Mandela wouldn't be able to attend due to his recent heart attack, telling her that the old man had asked for him to go instead. Angry by what she heard, she tells him that Mandela is the only person for the job and sends Doug away. A few minutes later, she speaks to her father, who reluctantly agrees to let Doug come because he had worked closely with Mandela for the past 4 years. Calling him again, Sarah apologizes for her earlier rudeness and invites him to return. When Doug arrives, he's introduced to Hayden and a few other historians, all waiting to begin the journey. Once everyone had arrived, the group heads out to the newly discovered pyramid and decide to camp out so they can enter the tomb at dawn. That night, while Doug was drinking tea under his tent, Sarah joins him and they start to have a heartfelt conversation. She tells him that her mom died 10 years ago when she went out of the house to visit the pyramids. She explains that the police had told them that she was robbed and killed for her money, but Sarah had a hard time believing it. Doug expresses his sincerest apologies for her loss, and the two sit together quietly. The following morning, the group was ready to start their expedition and was forced to break through the sealed wall to get inside the tomb. A few meters inside the pyramid, the group encounters a large number of hornet nests, forcing them to retreat. And although the rest escape, one of the hired men dies from hundreds of stings. Choosing another way to avoid the hornet trap, the group arrives at a chamber with a small statue sitting on a large stone. And unfortunately, when Peter touches it, it causes the door to fall on one of the other hired men, and realizing that the only way is to go through, the group persists. As the group dives further into the depths of the pyramid, Doug's keen eye catches sight of a hidden staircase, a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. Hayden believes that the staircase will ultimately lead them to the elusive gate that they seek, and after they ascend the staircase, they come face to face with the final resting place of the long-lost princess. Beneath the princess's burial site lies a hidden gate, concealed from the world for centuries. A surge of anticipation and purpose fills the air as the group realizes the magnitude of their discovery. With a mixture of awe and determination, they prepare to unlock the gate, ready to unveil the mysteries that lie beyond. The gate leads them to another more complex labyrinth and are forced to navigate through it slowly. After Hayden explicitly orders Peter to stay on the back, Peter loses his calm and rushes toward him, causing another door to close, separating the group into two. Doug, Sarah, and a few other men decide to go around and find a route to catch up with Hayden and the others. However, as they make their way back, an unfortunate incident occurs. They accidentally stumble upon a treacherous hole, resulting in the tragic loss of one of their companions. With caution and perseverance, Sarah, Doug, and Claire, the psychic accompanying Hayden, carefully descend into the depths of the hole, where they come face to face with the lifeless body of their fallen comrade. And after a very tense few minutes, the group successfully reunites with Hayden and the rest of their companions. United once again, they forge ahead, determined to follow the path that promises to unveil the secrets hidden within the heart of the ancient place. A short distance ahead, their progress is abruptly halted by a haunting sight. Standing before them are rows upon rows of mummified bodies, their desecrated forms frozen in time. The eerie stillness of these preserved figures suggests that they've remained undisturbed for countless millennia. The group stands in reverent silence, their eyes tracing the mummified bodies. Taking a closer look, Rohette, another one of Hayden's companions, mentions that he didn't think mummies were humans. While they were walking through the lines of the mummies, one of them comes to life and starts choking Sarah. After multiple shots, they manage to free Sarah, but were unable to take down the creature. As the group presses forward, their journey takes a horrifying turn when the creature, lurking within the depths of the pyramid, strikes with deadly force. The group's guide, Shahid, falls victim to the creature's attack, leaving the rest of the group in a state of shock. With heavy hearts, they manage to escape the clutches of the creature. Their exhausting journey leads them to the long-awaited main door. However, their hopes are quickly shattered as Hayden, driven by his secret agenda, issues a chilling command. He orders his daughter, who's the key to unlocking the mysteries that lay beyond the door, to step forward. The implication hangs in the air, suggesting that she's not only a vital component of their quest, but also a descendant of the long-dead princess, a bloodline intertwined with the ancient secrets of the pyramid. As they venture deeper into the pyramid, a heartbreaking sight awaits them. An ancient city lies hidden beneath the surface. However, their awe quickly turns to horror as they witness a chilling scene unfolding before their eyes. Hayden commands his henchmen to seize his daughter and forcibly position her upon a throne-like stone chair. Hayden then coldly reveals his sinister plan. He intends to use his daughter's life force, symbolizing by cutting her wrists, as a catalyst to resurrect the power deity known as the Osiris. He continues to taunt her, blaming her mother's refusal to comply with his demands as the reason for her untimely demise. Sarah, caught in a nightmarish predicament, is forced to confront the saddening truth of her mother's tragic fate. As the pivotal moment arrives and the key is inserted to activate the system, the sleepers awaken from their dormant state. In a desperate bid to protect herself and those she cares about, Sarah seizes the opportunity when Doug frees her from her restraints. With a surge of determination, she swiftly retrieves Doug's gun and fires multiple shots at her dad. And her father, now on his knees, blood seeping from his mouth, bears the consequences of his actions. Amid this tragic scene, Claire's prophetic vision is fulfilled, and emotions run high as the characters grapple with the aftermath of this shocking turn of events. In a sudden and climactic turn of events, the very foundations of the pyramid begin to tremble violently, causing its structure to crumble and collapse. The once mighty pyramid falls to the forces of nature, obliterating the ancient equipment and bringing an abrupt end to the reign of the reawakened gods. Amidst the chaos and destruction, Doug rushes to Sarah's aid, extending a helping hand to free her from the debris and ensure her safety. And their embrace becomes a symbol of the profound connection now forged because of all the stuff that they experienced together. And with that, the movie comes to an end.